All right, so Mike here at RPM. So I've turned the camera sideways because I just about got shot on social media for doing it top to bottom. I didn't know that was a thing. So here we go. So we got our billet boss motor here in. I figured I'd just go over some of the highlights on it. It is an absolutely beautiful piece. Came as promised and delivered on time. It was literally a day late, which I'm fine with. And mainly because I just couldn't find our new address of the new building. So this is a complete, billet setup. You got your front cover. We got our front plate, middle plate, and rear plate. Now, this is just an absolutely gorgeous piece. So the nice part about it is you get your front mounts here. And you still have your rear mounts on the bottom of the rear plate here. And then it's also set up 20B fashion, or Cosmo fashion, I'm sorry, because they do make a 13B version. So you can run some of the beefier trans setups that only work with this setup, like the QuickTime bell housings, whatnot, where you need to run an automatic starter for the whole setup to work, which is a great option. So you get both realms. So you can use some kits offer it where you can use the FD bell housing. However, the QuickTime is SFI approved for drag racing, so it makes it much easier to go this route without having to run a scatter shield and whatnot. So we got our front cover here, so that's just one highlight on the front cover here. Beautiful setup. It also comes with the seal support and whatnot, and also a billet snout here. Comes with extra bolt holes, so you can actually, if you match it by drilling more bolt holes for the crank pulley, but not that would really make an honest difference. Anyway, so it does come with that. It gives you the seal and the plate to go on top here, so it can only go in and it can't come out and leak, where I actually have seen a seal pop out or go too far in, depending on if someone did that. Anyway, it comes with your new bolts and all that jazz for the front cover. Anyway, go over here, just beautiful machine work. Beautiful, all deburred, clean, not sharp edges. Now you do have to transfer the dowels for your front cover here, the little dowel pins, so that the front cover sits straight. All right, now we move on to our front plate here. Couple nice things about it. And the one nice thing I like about this is theoretically you could throw this together with a factory motor and everything bolts up. You can run all your accessories, all that jazz, which is just an awesome option. So you don't have to do anything special really, and they give you a lot of different options. Also, they O-ring the water pump. The oil pump. I'm sure somebody will flag me for that one, but anyway, so they O-ring the oil pump here. Just make sure you get adequate pressure. It's a very nice setup, and you do have more bolt holes here for your stationary gear, so you can actually drill those out and actually put more bolts in your stationary gear. And it does have a steel insert here, so it doesn't knurl the aluminum where your main bearing comes through. All right, now this does give you the option to run different. You can either run your 2AN fittings, or you can run your factory water pump housing. Whatever you need. The other nice thing is you still have your factory oil fill feed here for the oil pressure, even though I run it from the rear because you get much more stable oil pressure from that area. Another nice thing, if you're running external oil lubrication because you're running 2 solid dowel pins on your setup, these are all already threaded, already done for you. It is a straight through shot. Let's see if I can get in there to the main. Right there. Okay, so you can run it from here, or you can plug it there, and you can run it out through here. This is a straight through shot to the oil pump as well, all the way through. There we go. Now, obviously, if you're running this one, you're gonna have to plug this one, or vice versa. Anyway, so we opted to run the top one. This one will get plugged. All right, so then you're gonna run your dowels, your solid dowels with this. Now, another nice thing about these plates is the faces are replaceable. So if you do have a catastrophic failure of some sort, the plate itself will be fine. You're not cracking this. You just replace your insert. Very easy. Comes with a very nice port already. Now, I always like, CNC work, they can't get around a bend. So I'm still gonna go in here and kind of massage this, clean this up a little bit here, along here, and that's it. But, it still needs a little human touch to it. But other than that, it is a beautiful piece. Now there's an O-ring behind here, or I'm sorry, behind here. And then behind here as well. And then your factory O-rings go around here, or whatever company you want to go with. We use Goopy rings. Anyway, then you got your semi-housing, good setup. Now, if you look at the center port on the center plate, this is a full-size port. Most factory plates only come to here. So it's already going to have a very, very, a lot amount of air being able to come through just by using the factory street port. It's just a beautiful setup. Again, you're not breaking this. Now, they did thread this. Now, they do have a thread-in oil filler, or you can just run a large fitting for your breather. Same here. Dipstick will still go in here. However, you can get the thread-in portion for that. Now, coming to the rear. Your rear section here, it's got a thread-in coolant hose for your heater hose, so you can either block that off or you can actually run a fitting for that. You can get a hose style fitting, which just looks like a giant vacuum fitting, or you can put your AM fitting in there, which will be most likely a dash 12 to go to your heater hose. Now, you still got your factory oil pressure and factory coolant pressure size there. So you can still run all your factory goodies. And it's just an amazing setup, it really is. And they are quite a bit lighter, being as thick as these are. Now the center plate's pretty stout, but the back and the rear plate are lighter than factory. It's just a absolutely gorgeous piece. Now, this does come all factory size for your studs, okay? Now, to be honest, if you're only pushing about 800 horsepower, you don't need to throw, half-inch studs in this bad boy. It ain't twisting, it ain't cracking. So you could theoretically get away with an OEM size or like an 11 millimeter size stud setup, which would sit, the 11 mil would sit very firm in all these holes, okay? So, it's a little bit less machine work. Now, this customer is allocated to go with the half-inch studs. So we are gonna throw 5 half-inch studs in, and the rest will be 11 mil. Now, you got your rear here. Same with the rear stationary gear, you got more bolt holes here as well. So, and the stationary gear slides in like butter. It's just perfect fit, it really is. I'm really pleased with these pieces. And they do come at Cosmo size for the port runner as well. So here's your port runner. I mean, it really is just an amazing piece. And like I said, all I'm going to do is just clean up down here on the bottom a little bit and the edge around here. Other than that, we're going to send it. Now, we are running the oil pedestal on the back here for the oil bypass, and also allows you, more an oil feed, and then I'm going to be running the oil pressure and oil temperature off of the pedestal here. So stay tuned. This one will be over 1,000 horsepower, easy. So we're excited to play with this one. All right, thanks. Later.